today. We're talking about failure and when you should give up, if you should give up, right?
Yeah.
And this is a topic that is really kind of near and dear to my heart, because I think a lot of people don't don't explore their own talents. They don't figure out who they are. They don't succeed, whatever their own definition of success is in life, because they're just afraid of failure, and it's normal. And so everybody that's watching, I'd like you to know that it is very normal to have a fear of failure. But the alternative is what? Not trying, right? The end.
Well, if you don't try, you don't get upset from failure.
Right, but you still have a fear. So the antithesis of having a fear of failure is um, actually trying, right? So if you try and you don't succeed, you kind of go, man, that sucks, man, that sucks, man, that sucks. And sometimes sometimes you get hit in the face so many times, you're just like, forget it, man. I'm not going to do this anymore. Um, but I wanted one of my, the only person that I really look up to, that I think is absolutely amazing, is The
It's
Rock.
me.
The Rock, yeah, besides you, Ryan, is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And with The Rock, I don't know if a lot of people know that he got cut from Canadian football. So he aspired to be a football player. That's what he wanted to do in life. And he went to Canada, went and played, and not even a week in, he got cut. And so he had to go back home with $7 in his pocket, back to Hawaii. And I mean, that was it.
Hawaii or
Yeah,
Samoa?
I think he's from Hawaii. I could be wrong. Samoa, Hawaii, one of the two. Um, so no, it must be Samoa. I think it is Samoa. For some reason, I have in the back of my mind Hawaii, but nonetheless, Samoa,
You
Hawaii.
confuse him with Robert Kiyosaki.
No, I don't think I'm confusing the two. Uh, but the truth is, can you imagine the failure that he was feeling, like how he felt about himself with $7 in his pocket, out of the country, in a totally new environment, pursuing his dream, and then to be told, like, dude, you're just not good enough.
In one weekend, then.
Yeah. Same thing with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah she got fired from a news job, right? Fired. Yeah. And obviously she's successful now. And she couldn't have been successful if she didn't do something with that failure. So that's kind of what I want to talk about, is turning your failures into learning opportunities for future success. Let me say that again. Turn your failures into learning opportunities for future success. That's exactly what failure is, if you let it be.
I would love to hear one of your examples from your personal life,
It's hard because I don't fail. No, I'm kidding. Right. Okay. Here's a personal example. I was teaching martial arts on base in Colorado, and it was going great. I had a contract with base, moral welfare and recreation. So I had no overhead, no risk. It was a great deal. And I had plenty of students right away, because there wasn't another martial arts program on base, and that base has housing. So there were thousands of people residing on base. So it was very great, convenient for families to be able to come and train. And it got so big. I had so many students that where I couldn't accept anymore unless I made a new class. And I went to the manager of MWR, right? The lady that was in charge. And I said, look, I got a little bit of a problem. And I have no more room for new students. And people are coming up to me constantly saying, hey, I want to enroll. And I said, so I need to do another class. And she says, well, we don't have time for you to do another class. Okay, what about another place? Because they had somebody in that room doing ballet or something after me. I said, so what about another place on base, somewhere else I can go? And they said, no, this is it. Like, and I said, well, that's not going to work. So I decided to move my school off base into a low income neighborhood in order to serve the kids and parents in the low income neighborhood. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to make up a bunch of flyers. I'm going to hand out flyers door to door and try to get people to come to the new school. I was super excited.
Did you keep the first class?
Yeah. Oh, well, I moved everything. So I moved from on base to off base. I talked to all the parents. Only like 3 parents weren't going to be able to come. I said, okay, it's rocking and rolling. We're going to do it. And we're going to be able to facilitate more people. Well, it didn't work out. None of the people in the low income neighborhood signed up for any of the classes. Then there's a natural attrition rate. So people are going to leave, come and go, right? And I started losing students because people were leaving the area, disinterested, whatever. And I dwindled down to maybe, I don't know, 20 students. And I couldn't even afford to pay the rent from what I was charging the students. So I was paying the rent out of my own pocket. And this went on for a long time, for about a year, a little over a year, I think. And it sucked, but I knew that my heart was in it. I knew that I was good as an instructor, not good, great as an instructor. I knew that people wanted to come train with me. I knew that I had a lot to offer. I knew it in my heart, in my soul. I had been doing this for years, and martial arts was something huge for me in my life. So I knew that I was great at it, but I wasn't getting the students. And I said, I don't know what to do. And I felt like a failure every day. I would go train and be waiting for somebody else to come in. Is there someone else going to sign up today? Like I'm paying $1,200 out of my own pocket just to keep the doors open because I'm dedicated to my students. I'm dedicated to this dream, and I know it's going to work out. Well, fast forward a little bit. If I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have met a person that was the avenue for me to start a mentoring program for at-risk youth. He also asked me to serve as vice president for the board of directors. And I actually started growing the students. I was able to take the money that I was making from those 2 things and put them into the school. Then I moved the school into a upper class neighborhood because the problem I had was I wanted to serve some people that maybe couldn't afford it, but it didn't work out, right? So I had our failures, we got to reattack them, right? We got to think about them and go, well, why is it failing, right? Think about it. And if you're hungry enough, if you're dedicated enough, if you want it enough, you're gonna evaluate what you're saying or what you're doing, right? Evaluate it, look at it. Okay, this is why. My reason was I moved from on base to a low income neighborhood where people were just not interested in training. They weren't interested in, I don't know how much I was charging, spending 50 or $100 a month. I moved to a more affluent area, and that was scary for me because it was more rent. This time I had the other stuff going on so I could afford it, right? But it was more rent, the lease was more, and it was for 3 years, 4 years, something like that. It was scary signing that lease the first time, Ryan. Really, really scary, because I knew this was it, man. Like I got my credit and money all on the line. Brother, we went from 1,700 square feet. I don't know what that is in square meters. I'm sorry, but
almost 70.
Okay.
Somewhere around 70 square meters.
No, more than that. Because
you said 700 square feet.
1,700, 1,700. Yeah.
So it was
Like
170 square. It's
yeah,
like 10
half
times
of,
less.
yeah, it's about half, isn't it? Because my house is 300 square. So anyways, so I went from 1,700 square meters, right? And students were, I had so many classes I couldn't keep up, right? I had 4 or 5 classes. I'm doing this 3, 4, 5 times a week. It got so populated. I had so many students. We were out of the door. People were coming to train, and if you weren't early, you weren't getting on the mat. And I said, okay, that's a problem, but a good problem. So I went from 1,700 square feet to 10,000 square feet, Ryan. 10,000. My dream had come true at 1,700 square feet. My dream was that was it, man. And then we moved to 10,000 square feet. I was so proud. And if I had given up, or if I didn't reevaluate what the hell I was doing and why, what was I doing wrong? Examine my failure, the aspect of my failure that led to failure, reattack, stay dedicated, stay focused, it would have never happened. I wouldn't have been able to help and influence so many students from 4 years old to 65. Man, I had a 65-year-old student come to me and say, Sensei Dave, his name was Tom. I signed up just to get moving. I wanted to just stretch and stuff, but man, something about the school, the respect, all of the structure, I love it. A 65-year-old guy is telling me he loves the structure and respect and discipline in the school, besides the stretching and physical activity and all of this stuff. Wow, that was a compliment for me, man. I took that as a serious compliment.
That's great. I love that story. Bravo, bro.
Thanks, brother. Thanks. So it's worth, if I'm gonna leave anything to people, it's don't follow your passion relentlessly and then take the failures and not re-examine. That's what leads to bankruptcy. That's what leads to being broke. That's what leads to you never trying it again, because it was so daunting. It hurt so much when you failed that you go, screw it. You have to re-examine. And sometimes you hang your failures up. You remember, we've talked about this before, on a shelf. I tried this, I wanted to start coaching other coaches. I still want to. I had this desire. So I started this coaches circle thing, right? And nobody signed up. And then I paid for advertising. Nobody signed up. 1 person, 2 people. I go, what the hell's going on? So I said, okay, but I had a lot of other things that I wanted to focus on. Motivational speaking, a couple other programs, the teen mentoring, blah, 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 blah. Now a summit coming up at the end of the month. And I go, I can't do it all. So my failure, I'm going to put on the shelf. It's there. And I'll take it off the shelf when the time is appropriate, re-examine everything around that failure, and then reattack. Pow! Ryan, talk to me, brother. I've been talking all this time.
No, I really enjoy this story. I find it very valuable. I was trying to remember a failure of mine, and nothing was popping up until now. So I just remember some years ago, like how many? 7 years ago, maybe 8, 6, something like that. So I had no car at the time, and I had like so little money back then to give for a car. So I find the car on the classifieds and I say, okay, I'm gonna go buy this. The thing is, I was working 2 jobs at this time. I was working full time in a supermarket, yes, and part time at boat maintenance.
Okay.
So it was like 12 hours of work plus the time I needed to go from one place to the other, from home to work and everything. And I
Okay.
was doing this on bike. I was bicycling and I was taking the transportation, you know. I was exhausted. I was in a hurry to buy the car and I find this Fiat Punto. So imagine whatever car you want in the worst state, it was 10 levels worse.
All right.
So I went to Corinthos to buy it. I saw it in,
which is an island, if everybody doesn't know, right?
No. Corinthos is in North Peloponnesus.
Ah, okay. My bad.
But the thing is, I had to spend like 18 euros to 18. Yes, I think 18 euros to go there. And so I had already invested time from work and money, a little, but nonetheless, there was a small investment. And I was really in hurry. So these two things, the small investment of time and money in my decision, and the fact that I was really in a hurry to buy a car, made me choose like, oh my, really wrong. I made a really wrong decision back then.
Because you just needed something.
Yeah, and I went there and I saw the car and I shouldn't have bought it, but I didn't want to go back to Athens by train, to have lost a day from work for nothing, and to be still without a car. I needed to get some rest, you know. So I needed a break from all this exhaustion. This guy I bought it from, I shouldn't have bought even candies from him, like nothing.
That bad.
I bought the car, okay, I buy the car. After 2 minutes, the tire gets loses air, the air inside it. I go to the gas station and put air, and I start driving to come back to Athens. I get a flat tire, and I was trying to drive back without air in the tire.
Yeah.
The tires were in so bad shape. I don't know if I got blinded, you know. It's like you can't be. I was telling you, you are not blind first, and you are not stupid second. You can't be that stupid to buy it, but I bought it, you know, because of investment, being invested in that, and because being in a hurry.
Yeah.
These are very bad counselors. Anyway, I got the flat tire. I went and bought another tire, a used one, for 20 euros. And then in the next month, I had a second tire in one of the other tires. So let's move a little bit forward. 2 months after, the gearbox broke down in the middle of the highway or something like that. So that was it, the end of the car. In 2 months, I just sold it for recycling.
Mm.
Took a bit of my money back, but the thing is, I gained the lesson from that bad decision. First of all, never, never, never do business with the wrong people.
Okay.
No business with the wrong people. You can do whatever you want with the right people, but if someone is the wrong person, no excuse. Don't do any deal with him. It's gonna be bad in some way at the point.
At the end,
And
yeah.
the second one, never do make decisions when you are in a hurry, because you will oversee some things that you
Overlook.
shouldn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Overlook. Yeah.
overlook. Yeah,
Yep. That's true.
I
That's
had the
true.
sense that wasn't right. Yeah, you will overlook things that you shouldn't overlook at any point. So this was the story, but I said, okay, I've lost a couple of like 400 euros at the end with this story. But the thing is, I gained valuable lessons, and
Yeah.
these lessons I've got them for life from now on. Any decision I make, I keep in mind not to be in a hurry, not to make decisions based that I'm in a hurry to make a solution. I prefer to have more struggling before I decide than to make it wrong.
Yeah.
I prefer to struggle a little more and have a right decision in some days or weeks.
So how does that tie into failure though? So you think that that's just a lesson that you can learn from failure, is that right?
What?
How does that tie into failure?
It was a decision. So I wanted to buy a car. I made a decision. I went to Corinthos. I didn't even stay in Athens. And another thing, I didn't check the car with a mechanic. That was another stupid thing that I've done.
Right. So then I think you're tying that into being prepared, right? To make sure
Yes,
that you prepare and learning from your mistake. And I think that's the huge takeaway, man, is that you got to learn from your mistakes. You got to learn from your failure, and you can't be afraid of failing. If it's calculated risk, if it's calculated failure, if you're really going in it, whatever it is, prepared.
Mhm.
Because when you don't, I see this a lot of times, people go into situations, they want to be a motivational speaker, but they haven't prepared themselves. They want to be a life coach, but they haven't done anything to be a great life coach. Don't be good. Don't desire to be good at something. Good is not good enough, right? Good is not good enough for you to succeed in life. Walt Disney, Walt Disney was fired. The Walt Disney was fired from a job because he wasn't creative enough or something like that. It didn't have a vivid imagination. Walt Disney.
From a newspaper, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, from newspaper, because he didn't have a vivid imagination. Well, well, I don't know. Feel like he did. So a lot of it, but the difference between people that succeed and people that don't succeed is that you're consistently taking calculated risks, trying, failing, learning from the failure, getting back up, and doing it again and again and again. But you can't do what did Einstein say? I think it was Einstein. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different result. So you can't do the same crap every time and think, oh, it's going to work this time, right? Oh, it's going to work this time. I know a lot of people a lot of life coaches, And when I go to them and I say, hey, what makes you, what makes you a life coach? What did you do to be a great life, not a good, not decent, not a get by, a great life coach? A great life coach to me is a person that's consistently learning and evaluating themselves, right? Consistently learning. How can I make people that I'm impacting better, quicker, better, bigger, get over themselves, get beyond their limitations, right? Beyond their fear of failure. How can I do that? What can I say? Consistently getting better. To be great, not good. Good is not, I'm telling you guys, good is not going to get you anywhere. The end. Anything that I've ever been successful at in life, anything that The Rock, Sylvester Stallone, he was homeless. Did you know he was homeless?
Yeah.
Rocky.
I
Yeah,
think so.
homeless and had to sell his dog, right? Sell his dog.
That I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have money.
Do you think he was good at acting or great at acting to be a millionaire right now and so influential? Huh? Good or great? We all know the answer. Anyone that has made it from not something that's been handed to them, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I hope to hand my kids millions. The end. There's nothing wrong with that. But I hope to also instill everything that I'm saying, everything that I work with clients, everything that I've studied, believed, and done, I'm instilling into them. That tenacity. So it doesn't matter if you have millions, thousands, $7 in the bank, right? Selling your dog just to get by. What you do with that failure and the tenacity that you have, the drive that you have, the dedication to yourself that you have to be relentless, but you have to consistently evaluate. What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Okay, let's go. And it's nonstop.
When people let failure stop them, many times they think what other people will say, other people's opinions. But should you listen to others? Should you care what they think about you? Because
I think so, Ryan. I think there's a level of look. We all have seen American Idol, right? And think about American Idol, the singing competition. You've seen it?
Okay.
And at the beginning of each season of American Idol, there'll be 4 or 5 or 6 episodes of them going around to different states for auditions. And there's always hundreds of people auditioning that cannot sing. They suck at it. They just, you weren't born to sing. I don't sing. I don't, except in the shower. I'm not a singer. Could I eventually get great at singing? Maybe. Not something that I desire to do. Maybe. But these people come in ill prepared. And I go, don't they have friends? Didn't their mom, dad, sister, uncle, aunt, somebody just say, you suck? And I guarantee you the answer is, for a lot of them, yes, but they said, no, this is my dream. Well, sometimes you need
I've seen the opposite, though.
I'm not saying the opposite. Hold on. I'm not saying the opposite doesn't happen. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is sometimes people's opinions matter. And it's your job to figure out if their opinions are true or not, because sometimes people are giving you good advice. You can't run around your entire life thinking everyone's giving you bad advice consistently. You can't. Because
but sometimes you have to try to see what's.
I agree 100%. I agree. Sometimes you have to go, sometimes you have to go, they're stupid. They don't even know what they're talking about. Sometimes you have to go, I get the intent, but I don't agree. And sometimes you have to go, maybe I do suck. Maybe I need to go get some lessons. If this is my dream, if my dream is to be the greatest pianist in the entire world, but I haven't taken lessons, maybe I need to go take some lessons. Huh? So I don't think, a lot of times, my point is, Ryan, a lot of times people ignore other people when these other people have good intentions, and they are right. All those people on American Idol that can't sing, that sound like crap, that are just ridiculous, they get on stage and they're just utterly ridiculous, and they get laughed off a stage. They never listen to somebody. Somebody had to, I'm assuming a big percent of them, somebody would have said, maybe
Well,
you
some
should.
people go for the experience.
Yeah, okay. It's fine. If your ego could look, the truth is, if I wanted to get on stage on national TV and sing, I would be shattered to be laughed off a stage like that. That would impact me greatly. Knowing that I sucked so bad that I was laughed off a stage. I don't do things that I'm not great at, but I take a lot of time to prepare myself. I take a lot of time to work on that, to get great at it before I go leaping off the freaking diving board into the water that's all frozen over in the lake, you know? Prepare, set yourself up for success. Try. You may fail. I've failed way more than I've succeeded. It outweigh, my failures outweigh my successes by miles, leaps and bounds. That's okay. I'm okay with that because I tried. I really tried. I didn't just go in without being prepared. It just didn't work out for one reason or another. Timing, finances. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good as I thought I was. It's okay. That's okay.
You know, there are some exceptions to what some people can do in certain areas. For example, if you have a fragile body, there's not a state, like an illness that makes your body fragile. So this thing will prevent you from wrestling, for example, because you have physical barriers. But this is really an exception to the rule. I've met a vocal teacher some years ago, and she told me everybody can sing. Talking is singing. Even when you talk, it's like a way of singing, and you see that from different places here in Greece. In different places here in Greece, people there talk in different manners, like in Corfu.
On the islands, they kind of
exactly
place the words together.
So singing is something that everybody can do. Not everybody can be Maria Callas, but there is training you can do to achieve being a singer. You won't be probably at the world level, but it's a skill. You can train yourself and achieve it. Walking is also a skill. Nobody knows how to walk when he is born. Everybody learns. You never go to a baby and tell your baby, you can't walk. There's no reason to try walking. It's obviously that you can't walk. You encourage him or her to walk, you know. You help him, you hold him, you boost him. So Why is that? Because walking is, in our perception, you are supposed to walk. It's something that everybody does, you know. It's a matter of perception. Everybody's perception says that people walk from at a certain age. But with other things, in some people's perception, not everybody can do that. Not many people can do that. Not many people can make money. Not many people can achieve sports championships and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't let other people's perception stop us. We should keep in mind that as we try to walk and eventually we succeed after weeks or months of trying to do, and with bicycle as well, we try to do bike riding, and at the beginning we can't do without the two extra wheels, and at some point we gain our balance and we can do it. It's because we didn't stop trying that we succeeded. And most of things, it's the same thing. You need to try and try and try and try, even if it's sales, even if it's dating, even if it's being a pleasurable personality or good at your work.
Wouldn't it be great to have a world where we all encouraged each other to find the things that we really want to do in life, really deep desire want to do in life, and encouraged everyone to relentlessly go after that? This is why I like teams. I like groups of people. That's why I have the Sunday Power Voice speakers group, right? That's why when I was preparing for the summit, I wanted us to meet as groups, right? In a group on Zoom, because we provide that motivation to each other. We provide that encouragement to each other. We collaborate. And so the more you can collaborate, the more groups that you're in, the more help you're going to get, the more actual advice you're going to get. And sometimes people are going to come up to you and say, you're not very good at this. This speech wasn't very good. And I try to make sure that this group is honest, but not in a nasty way, from a place of love and care and desire to see the other person succeed. Is, yeah, I don't think this speech was good today. Or, yeah, you know what? I tell them all the time, we have goals, 3-minute speeches and 10-minute speeches. And then I say, you gotta push yourself and develop a speech where people are going to actually pay you for. Nobody's paying you for a 10-minute speech. The end. Nobody. People are going to pay you for a 30, 40, 50-minute speech, 60-minute speech, not 20 or 10. All right. So you push. And the truth is, the people that can't take that, they didn't have that desire enough, right? They weren't they weren't the Oprah Winfreys. They weren't the Sylvester Stallones, the Wayne Johnsons, the Ryans of the world.
The Michael
Michael
Jordans.
Jordan, man, Michael Jordan, that dude got cut. That dude got cut from his high school basketball team. Can you guys, whoever's watching, put in the comment, hey, remember, you guys share these, share on your walls, share to other people, send these to people, because people are going to use this as motivation for their lives. These I want to create aha moments. We want to create aha moments in people's lives. That's why we're doing this. Every Tuesday we come on here because we want to create an aha moment where somebody goes, shit. Whoa, I'm ready to fuck some shit up. Excuse my language. Right? That's what I want. I want to see people just going, yeah, you know what? That's it. I listened to this Dave and Ryan thing. I don't even know how the hell they are, but I listened to these guys talk, and you know what? Yeah, I'm fired up. I'm ready. That's the point in these. Not to hear ourselves speak. I know how to sit in the mirror and talk to myself all day if I need to. I don't care about my own voice. I want to see other people succeeding and crushing life. That's what it is. And yeah, and Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Michael Jordan, arguably one of the best NFL football players in the world. I'm kidding. The basketball players in the world. Cut. And if that's not a blow to your ego, because obviously he had a passion for basketball, and then somebody threw a basketball in his face and it landed right smack right in a, and he said, all right, I'm down, but I'm not out. I just need to reevaluate. I need to keep training. I need to get great, not good, great at it. Okay, Ryan, you have any parting words, brother?
Yeah.
We've been going almost
Yes.
an hour. I think we've been going an hour now, which is great.
I found it. More. Yeah, probably an hour. So the thing I want to emphasize is, if Michael Jordan, Oprah, The Rock, if all these guys and girls had stopped there after that failure, no matter their potential, they wouldn't have done all the things that they have succeeded. If Jordan had stopped playing basketball, nobody would know him now. It's because he overcame the failure and he continued towards his goal, disapproving the opinion of the guy that tried to stop him. This is the reason everybody knows him, and he had this career in basketball. So guys and girls that listen to us right now, keep in mind that if you had a failure towards your goal, this is not a message to stop. This is a trial to see how bad you want it. So if you want it bad enough, you keep going. And at some point you will realize that this failure even helped you reach your goal at the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. We love you guys. We hope that you guys are having a great week and have a great remainder of the week. And remember, you can do some coaching one-on-one with us. We have a mentoring program for parents and mentors and coaches and teachers to really help you guys connect with your kids, the teens that you're influencing. Go to www.upna.net, www.upna.net, and there's a bunch of good stuff there, and we're going to keep going. We're not going to stop. Make sure that you put the Tuesday coffee times with Dave and Ryan on your calendars so you know when these are going to go, because we're offering nuggets of great advice. Don't be greedy. Don't hold all of this just for yourself. Share it with people. I don't think we're messing around. We're not playing games here. We're hungry. We're starving. We're starving to give everyone that aha moment if they're looking for it. So I love you guys. Ryan, love you.
Bye, brother. Bye, everybody.
You guys be good. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.